Wait, no! That's Mano's son! Eun Sook knows him. What? Junie helped his uncle write the paper? Wait, does that mean Junie copied Solbi's paper? You know what? I'm gonna clap, cause Ye Seul, finally she defended herself, man. Finally. Wow, this episode was really, really good. I mean, just seeing how everything went down during Ye Seul's trial, seeing both prosecutors, Jin and Shimwon, be very annoying in their own respective way, which was pretty good. Seeing Ye Seul not really able to defend herself, seeing how traumatized she was with everything that's going on right now, and just understanding what she went through with her abusive relationship with Yeong Chang, and seeing Jong Hoon really push her to be confident, really push her to act like this is not a courtroom, this is his classroom, and giving her the confidence to answer any questions, to have confidence to defend herself and tell everyone in that courtroom it was self-defense. And also seeing Soleil's mom really understanding what Ye Seul is going through, understanding her emotions. I mean, we just saw a short flashback. It wasn't much, but it was enough to understand, us as viewers, to understand that Soleil's mom went through the same thing. And she is 100% on Ye Seul's side, no matter what, because she was in her shoes once. So the first thing I want to talk about is the flashback that we saw about Soleil's mom. Now again, we did not see much. The only thing we saw was Soleil banging on the door, wanting her mom to open the door. And the only thing we heard on the other side of the door was her mom screaming. And that was enough to understand that her mom was in an abusive relationship. The next thing I want to talk about was when they were teasing us, when Junie was on the stand talking about his relationship with Ye Seul and how he started the study group and whatnot. When Junie said that he started the study group to look out for someone, it wasn't Ye Seul, and he turned and the camera pointed at both Soleil and B, and they were teasing us. And I think the producers, directors, and everyone part of this drama, they know that there's going to be fans who are shipping Junie and A or Junie and B. And the thing is, during that trial, we didn't know who he picked. We knew it was one of them. We just didn't know which one. But then later on, we found out it was B. Not gonna lie, I have been rooting for Junie and Solbi since day one. Well, actually, since Solbi admitted that, well, she didn't say she liked them, but it was pretty obvious that she did. So I forgot which episode that was, but ever since that scene, I was rooting for them. But then also seeing that very friendly relationship that Soleil and Junie has, it kind of reminds me from the Fight for My Way. Yeah, that type of friendship I love seeing, and I love to see that type of friendship turn into love interest. But for this one, yeah, I'm kind of rooting for B and Junie. So first, at the beginning of the episode, we got the bathroom scene where Hyeong Soo was being assaulted by Mano, and of course we know what Jong Hoon said. The reason why he said that was pretty short and simple, to get it on camera, and he does use that picture later on. He gave it to Gio, he gave it to Junie. Gio later used that picture and gave it to the reporter so the reporter can really write about Hyeong Soo. And for Gio, I want to talk about this right now, but before I forget. Gio is in a very interesting position because this entire time, yeah, he's going after prosecutor Jin because he was the one that spread the false rumors about his dad. And prosecutor Jin keeps threatening him, hey, if you mess with me, you're gonna regret it. I cannot wait until Gio does something to get back at prosecutor Jin. Because right now, prosecutor Jin, he is this annoying, very aggressive, in your face, wishing that this bad character would hurry up and get his punishment type of character. So for right now, yeah, he's, well, when I say he, I mean Gio. Gio, he's yeah, it's hard to say at this point because Gio doesn't make a lot of facial expressions. It's like the same expression every time. But right now, I'm just rooting for him. So for Ye Seul's trial at the beginning of the episode, it wasn't much just talking about her relationship with Yeong Chang and having prosecutor Shimwon convincing everyone that it wasn't an abusive relationship. That's total baloney. Showing the bruises that she had during that relationship. Jong Hoon had pictures of it, but he didn't put it up on the board. But it was just for Ye Seul's sake. She's already traumatized as it is. Talking about her relationship. Well, I should put it in quotes. Her relationship with Junie. I mean, these two are just friends, but everyone keeps jumping on that topic. Oh, you were two-timing, blah blah blah, and all that. And then for prosecutor Shimwon, she was really doing a good job in trying to convince the jurors that it wasn't an abusive relationship. Ye Seul was doing this and that, and I hate to say it, but she's pretty good at doing what she does. And then later on, we see Yeong Chang being brought to the courtroom. We knew that in the trailer from last week. I knew I was going to be annoyed, but I was very excited for it. Before he came in though, Prosecutor Jin and Shimwon questioned Ye Seul that how come you didn't report to the police about your abusive relationship? And then they went on and said, oh, you didn't report it because you love him. You love him so much, and at one point he wanted to end the relationship. That's why you assaulted him. And I'm thinking, that's total baloney. Are you kidding me? They're using that against her. And then Yeong Chang comes in and he started acting innocent and he just put up a good show. Such an actor. The character. But the actor playing Yeong Chang, he's doing a good job. But man, Yeong Chang, such a character, isn't he? So the majority of the trial, again, I've said this already, Ye Seul, it was pretty hard for her to defend herself because she was so traumatized. And I just love the way Jong Hoon really tried to push her to have confidence into really defending herself. And he did that towards the end of the trial. And what's interesting that he made her address herself in a third person. So everything she said was in a third person. And instead of viewing this whole thing in a courtroom, he made her think that it's his classroom and he was lecturing. And he also gave her a book of sexual assault cases. So that's what she was reading when Sol A and the other students came into the courtroom and viewed the video of the night of the incident. And when Sol A went to go find the picture that her mom was looking at and felt bad for her mom. So she was reading that book that Jong Hoon gave her. And she was really defending herself. Whatever question that Jong Hoon asked, she came back with an answer and ended the whole thing with, what would you do if you were me? And we saw clips of her in her abusive relationship and basically stated that this was self-defense. And the music, We Are, played in the background. And man, when I was watching that, I was like, yes, that's how you do it. So as Ye Seul and Jong Hoon were talking, Yebom got the file from Junie, and it was the file of the video of the night of the incident. Then Yebom gave it to Prosecutor Jin. Later on, Prosecutor Jin and Shimwon, they saw the video. When I saw their reactions, I thought, it's finally over. Ye Seul won. It was self-defense. Yeong Chang is going to be punished. But then, they brought up the phone. The phone dropped. Did Ye Seul even notice the phone dropped? She admitted it. Yes, but overall, the trial is not over. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to talk about. Seung Jae. I cannot leave him out. Even though he didn't have much screen time in this episode, but he did help out with the trial. So in the bathroom, Seung Jae splashed his face with water. Junie came up to him and apologized for what happened the other time. And I think it was the last episode where he kept questioning him and then Seung Jae got nervous and whatnot. And Seung Jae, he gave him the phone that shows the evidence of when Ye Seul got the video. So yeah, he did help out. That was pretty much Ye Seul's trial. Her trial was the majority of the episode. And again, I thought it was over, but it wasn't. There are some other things that happened that I did not want to gloss over. The first thing, was that Mano's son talking to Eun Sook? After she had a meal with Hyeong Soo, she went to her car. She got a phone call from a guy named James. That looks like Mano's son. And remember that Mano had a picture of his son pretty much grown up. That must be him. Matter of fact, that is him. And he was also speaking English, which is making me assume that he's in the US with Kang Dan. Now, the second thing I want to talk about, when Solbi asked her dad if he was the smoking gun that Jong Hoon was talking about, he said no. Then Juni, behind Solbi, left the courtroom and said it was him. And he also admitted that the paper that his uncle wrote, he helped them. So, am I assuming that Juni is the one that plagiarized the paper? Not Byungju, not Solbi, but Juni. Is that also why Juni is looking out for Solbi? Because of that? And then towards the end of the episode, after the trial, it was night, Jong Hoon is heading home. He noticed that his computer was on. He noticed that someone has been in his place. It was Mano. Mano has him in a chokehold with the same needle that was used to puncture Byungju's body. And that was pretty much the end of the episode right there. So I did watch the trailer for the next episode. It looks like Mano is being accused of being the real culprit. I've talked about this before. I didn't want him to be the actual culprit. I mean, it's not surprising. It's very predictable. I mean, he's already a criminal to begin with. So to suspect a criminal to commit the main plot crime, yeah, it's not really shocking at all. But I have a feeling that they're just doing this to make us think that he is the real criminal. It's not surprising too. But even if he is, it's going to be anticlimactic, and they're building up this amazing story just to have Mano be the culprit. Nah, that's not going to work. Well, for me, that is. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the episode and my review. If there's anything I might have missed, please leave it in the comments below. This episode was so good. I love the impact of the trial. I love these little events that happen during the trial that's making us not forget that, hey, there are other problems in this drama as well. Not just with Ye Seul's trial and Jong Hoon, but don't forget about the plagiarism. Don't forget about Jio's dad. There's so many problems going on. Yeah, it's easy to forget, but they're doing a good job in not making us forget. So again, this was a good episode. If you guys like this review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.